Oopsie. Thank you for joining me today for this ASMR video and a chatty rose and a click click nails. Paco. Okay, he lied down. He's not gonna be clacking his nails. So today is my mini, I guess you want to call it going away party, even though this is a pretty lame party to be at. Saying goodbye to this house. I'm gonna share my experience living here for the last almost 2 years now. It was a year and 10 months. In a couple days it's gonna be a year and 10 months that I was living here. I am officially moving to the new place as of this week. This is one of my last videos in this house, officially. So I want to just, kind of honor, we should honor where we have lived, no matter where it is, even if it was just for a few months. It gave us shelter, it gave us a safe space, protection, privacy, from the elements, from, possibly dangerous people, so I want to honor this home and send it blessings, love, and good energy for the next person who's going to live here. So I'm also going to talk about this house and my experience living here, and it's going to be kind of like a story time as well, and mixed in one, so I hope you enjoy. By the way, thank you guys for supporting my work on TonyBomboni.com. I really do thank you and appreciate it. The heater just kicked in, so you're going to hear a little bit of the white noise. I hope you enjoy it while it lasts, because you're not going to hear that anymore. In my new place, the air/heater unit is actually in the garage, so you won't hear it anymore, which, hallelujah, because to me, I don't know, I like white noise, but it's a little too loud for filming content for me. But at least it does buffer some noise. But anyway, so I moved. Oh, but before I get into the story, thank you for supporting my work on TonyBomboni.com, where you can sign up, use the coupon code TONY2 for 20% off, and book yourself a reading. I really would appreciate if you guys could spread the word, share with everyone you know about my services. I'm trying to grow my business lately. I'm a self-employed individual. I've been self-employed for almost 18 years now. I can't believe it. And, I'm just trying to survive and get by like everybody else on this earth. And I feel so blessed and thankful to still be able to run my own business, well, businesses, I guess, technically. This channel and my website. So thank you. Thank you for supporting on there, and thank you for allowing me to help you through any problem you're going through. I hate seeing people suffer. I hate seeing people struggle. And so my website, yes, Rose, my website is the best way that I know how to reach people, to help them through their issues, whatever dilemmas they're going through, Sorry about Rose. I may have to lower my volume a little just so she's not. I'm gonna have to pull the fuzzy mic out. I didn't even realize it was covering my volume dial. There we go. I toned it down just a little bit just so she's not screeching in your ears. She's very happy lately, so. And the reason I'm filming out here is just so you can get a good look of the house before I move out. This is the main area of the home. It's the kitchen there, the living room. That's where I go to the patio, and that's leading to right there where my finger is. That's where leading to my bedroom, although that doesn't quite look like it. It is definitely, and that past that way is where I film my studio and my partner's quarters. So but anyway, I just love helping people. If I could end someone's suffering, obviously, in a positive light, that's what my services do, like tarot reading, Reiki healing, any other service, even if it's just a simple ASMR video. How many times ASMR has helped me get through some difficult and challenging times in my life. Just give me and my nervous system just some de-stress, some relaxation, some peace. So if I'm able to do that through my website, website. I'm so happy. Like, that's freaking awesome. That's what I came here to do. I always said I want to help people. So, I'm so glad to do that. I'm proud of myself for doing that, but also I'm proud of you guys as well for doing the work, and, when you book a service, it always feels like a one-on-one therapy appointment. It really does. And I know they make such a deep impact, and yeah, if only you knew the impact it made. So yeah, I definitely want to grow my business and reach more people. Definitely, that's my goal this year. So yeah, my one and only goal. I didn't know what goals to set this year. I'm like, okay, I want to grow my tarot reading business, so that would be so cool if I could do that. And yeah, so okay, all right. So I definitely am gonna get to talking about this home now. Okay, so this home, I moved in March, end of March, mid to end March. I don't remember the exact day. I think it was 24, 25 of 2024. Okay, and so yeah, I'm officially moving out as of this month with my partner. We're moving in together into the first home we're moving in together. We've agreed, to move into this home together. So, like, let me tell you a little backstory. Like, I lived here by myself the first year on contract. He definitely visited a lot and stuff and stayed over sometimes, but he had his own place, so down the road from me. So, we were kind of renting out both places at the same time, and that was an experience. And then he just moved in after his contract was over, his lease was up, and then he stayed here since June. And then now we're deciding to, spontaneously, decided to just move into this pool house. I fell in love with this home. It really does feel like home. This place felt sort of like home at first too, but I don't know, I felt like something just, I don't know if it felt stagnant or blocked here, but it didn't feel 100% like I knew I was going to leave here within 2 years. I'm pretty darn accurate in that with my predictions of time. And so, like, I don't know, like the feng shui always says, like, you shouldn't live by too much concrete or parking lots. Like, it blocks your flow. It blocks abundance, creativity. I just felt like something, either creative or something in this house, always just kind of like, I didn't fully enjoy working here, as weird as that sounds. I hope that changes with time in the new home and a different environment that's more quiet, more peaceful, less traffic. This road is so busy sometimes, some days, and there's just loud, like, trucks going by, and it's a busier road where I live. It's just like, it's extremely quiet. It's far from, anything. Like, it's like, it's far enough where it's like, it's not gonna be traffic, So, and if the cars go by, it's like, it's such a small road and there's a stop sign there. It's so quiet, I'm not even gonna hear it in the house. So I was like, this is perfect for filming. So obviously when I look at a place, I always think, is this gonna be quiet for filming, right? That's why I don't live in a city, I wouldn't mind living in the city for like a year. I know it stressed me the hell out though. I would probably be so over it, unless it was like high enough to where I couldn't hear the cars. But yeah, there's something about all that concrete, that lack of nature, that depresses you even in the winter. So I don't know. This place has plants all around. Like, yeah. So it buffers a lot of sound too, which is nice. My neighbors are, thank God, like, extremely quiet like mice. Like, sometimes I'm like, do I even have neighbors? Like, are they even real? Because they're so quiet, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a bunch of elderly people around me. And bougie too. Oh my God. I walked down the road. I was like, damn, these houses are huge. They're like 3-4 times the size of this house. I was like, ooh, snap, these houses are big. Like, one of their garages garages is the size of a house. I was like, okay, I see you. Okay. So I got some bougie neighbors, right? I've always was the one with like the best house on the street. And I'm looking at these, I'm like, well, that wasn't the case with this one. There's like a freaking $800,000 house down the road from me. Huge. I mean, well, it's not big inside, but I'm always like the biggest house on the street. I'm actually the biggest house on the street by technicality. I really am right now too. So I don't know, but this one I think I needed an environment to push me to grow more, to push me to think bigger too. Like, if I'm always the biggest one on the street, you know, I made it. That's it. It doesn't motivate me to grow. But now that I'm like not the biggest house on the street, I'm like, okay, I see you, bougie neighbors, right? With your fat retirement, right? So yeah, so that there was many reasons. Like, it's a feeling. I walked into the home, I'm like, okay, this is perfect, you know. Even though it's a rental, I always said like, I thought I was gonna buy a house. I thought the market was gonna change in a couple years. Child, that market finna not change anytime soon, it seems. It might this year, but it's not quick enough, you know. Yeah, interest rates are lower, but the prices need to come down for me to buy. I am not buying. I refuse to buy a newly cheaply built house for $400K in this environment, in this economy, this market, this uncertainty. No, okay. We don't know what's gonna happen day by day. No, okay, hell no. I'm not buying until things change. So, period. And plus, I'm not even sure I'm staying in Florida, so there's that. So anyway, so I'm renting in the meantime, holding on to what I got. And, you know, the first year was a little bit of a challenge. You know, I was pretty much paycheck to paycheck. The rent was like steep for this place, you know. It doesn't have a pool. It's cheaply built. I can hear the walls go dong sometimes with the metal. You know, I have seen some pests. I have never seen, I mean, I don't have a pest problem, but I have seen some things. I was like, okay, they're coming from somewhere and I don't know where. And so, yeah, no matter how much you spray or hire a pest control, like, you know, at night, you don't see them in the day, but at night they come out. It's kind of weird. And when I saw that, those big spiders are like the size of like a fist, I was like, okay, this is not my forever home, okay? And the water, like, it's a septic and well sewer, you know. It's like, it just, you know, at first it had an odor. I had to call maintenance so many times to get them to fix the damn thing, you know. Thankfully it's a softener, irrigator, and purifier, but like still, it's just like, sometimes that odor still comes through and you're like, it's not like sulfur, but kind of, and you're like, this is not safe, you know. So, yeah, so the new place, city water, you know, thank goodness. And, yeah, fast internet. Like, the internet was so slow at this house first. Oh my gosh, it was so terrifyingly slow. Because I had, this, like, company called VSI, and it was like 100 megabytes per second. Yeah, and so now I have 1.1 gigs, with Xfinity, so like, that's wonderful. New place, same fast internet, like, okay, wonderful, right? And it's weird, like, even with my last house before this one, I always start off with slow internet. The apartment I lived before that one, slow. It was Frontier. You know, in my apartment days, my uploads took 2 to 8 hours to upload. 2 to 8 hours. I literally used dial-up to upload my videos in 2016, 2017. Yeah, I was getting millions of views a month, and I was using dial-up to upload my videos. Yeah, you would not believe me if I told you, but yes, I did it the old-fashioned way. Ciao. It took a long time, okay? No wonder I was exhausted and drained and burned out back then. But, yeah, just like mostly stressed, because I was like, oh my gosh, why can't it be faster? So nowadays they're like 1 to 5 minutes max. No matter how, the video will be 2 hours long, it'll take like 5-10 minutes to upload. It's so amazing, you know? back then a 2-hour video would be like a 16-hour upload. It's crazy, right? So, yeah, so plus older, like slower laptop computers back then, the renders took hours as well. So yeah, but anyway, it's crazy how instant things are nowadays, and they're gonna continue to be even quicker. But back to my point. Yeah, so this is like a pretty spacious home with 4 beds, 2 baths. I think it was like 1,800 square feet, not counting the garage or the patio, the lanai, back porch, you call it, whatever you want to call it. It didn't have a screen though. That back lanai does not have a screen, so all the bugs come in that way. Palmetto bugs, spiders alike. Okay, it tore up. When I was cleaning. See how empty it is. I'm almost fully moved out now. The movers are coming soon. This week. You see all this? What is that? What the hell is that? Oh, that's the air vent. Okay, I was like, what is that? The lanai, my red patio furniture, I don't know if you've ever seen it, it's like red and brown. It had so many spider eggs, I had to clean them. Oh my gosh, it was terrifying. So they're all under the caged in lanai. Now I have a caged in pool screen, like no CM screen, right? It's a gorgeous pool. It's 12 by 24 feet, like huge. It has like a hot tub with jets, but like the hot tub don't work, so I have a way around it. I'll figure it out. I know how to heat these things. But the pool itself has like the steps, like I don't know if it's like concrete or something, but like you can actually go down, and it has like a sun bed too in the pool, so you can tan in the water. It's so gorgeous. Oh my god, it's blue. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Like, yeah. So I was like decorating the curtains for privacy already, putting out like our statues, and oh my gosh, like just the plants. It's to me, it's palatial. It's gorgeous. It's about the same size home. It actually collectively, like with the garage and the lanai, it's bigger, and with the pool, it's actually even bigger. You know, it's about as big almost as my old home. So that was nice. Even though it's only 1 bedroom, I'm gonna make it work where I'm gonna have like I just basically film wherever I want anyway, so it doesn't matter to me how many bedrooms it is. But I am gonna just make it work where I have like my work desk in like one corner of my bedroom, because it's bigger than what my current room is, and then I can edit from there, and then, you know, obviously my bed there for sleeping at night. It has a separate tub so I can soak, which is so nice, in my bathroom, in the master bath, and bigger shower, glass door. Finally, don't have to deal with stupid raggedy doors or curtains. This is the most gorgeous bathroom I've ever had, so I feel spoiled. It's the same price as I'm paying now, even a little less, so, you know, it's at a benefit. You know, it's crazy to think like 2 years ago you had to pay like this amount for this place that doesn't have any of those things whatsoever. Smaller accommodations, and then now 2 years later you can get the same price, something way better and upgraded. It's crazy. So to me, it was a steal, even though I had to pay a lot to move. You know, it still was worth it to me. You know, I think a lot of your happiness is where you live, and so if you're not happy where you live, it's just, you know, you can't function. Nothing can grow. There's no growth, you know, like, so I think this was like my temporary home to kind of do a lot of work, heal, and you know, grow my relationship. It was just kind of like a little nest for me to feel safe and secure and release a lot of my old stuff that I was dealing with and going through. And this, I will never probably get this kind of a backyard ever again. It's so gorgeous with trees and privacy all around. But, you know, I thought my last home was gorgeous with the backyard, which was fully private as well. This one is by technicality fully private, minus the front part of the home, but it's like the neighbors are never there. They're, you know, one of them look bougie as hell, so it's like, I'm like, you know what, they don't bother anybody. I see them, they just go in and out, you know, shut the garage behind them, bloop, they don't bother anybody. So I'm like, hey, okay with me, you know. I'm not the one to really talk to neighbors like that, so if they come up to me, I'll talk to you, but I'm like, I'm not gonna go reach out and be like, here's cookies, I'm your new neighbor. Like, no. Okay, all right, I'm not that guy. I'm not, you know, I'm kind of like socially povertous, let's put it that way. But that's for a reason. That's like a lot to do with like mental health and just like my own safety, protection, privacy, trust, stuff like that. You know, as a YouTuber who's very public, I've been hurt before by people who claim they're my friend or think I'm friends with them, and it's only for money, resources, fame, attention, clicks, yada yada yada. And then, you know, you get used and abused and bye-bye. Like, they don't know you, right? It's like you don't exist in their world. So yeah. I have been burned very badly. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't trust anybody nowadays. Personally, for like my private life, my inner circle, I keep only certain people close nowadays. I don't mess or f's with anybody like that nowadays because I've been so burned and hurt by people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a personal reason. It's for my again, like my safety and my protections. And I have to keep my protections, you know. I learned a lot in this home, you know. My partner taught me a lot in this home, so it's always gonna have those memories, and I'm always gonna feel sentimental, you know. Poopsie passed away in this home. I was just talking to her grave, and she connected me with me this morning because I held my hand over her grave, right? And I was saying, I hope, you know, you're happy over the Rainbow Bridge. Every time after I talk to her, there's always a hawk circling above me. I know she's like a hawk now. Like, I know she has told me she's a bigger bird now, because she told me that one day, look up, that's me. And I looked up and there was a big bird above me. So I know she's already in her next incarnation, right? And she's happy, but you know, she sends me those hawks to tell me like I'm loved and I'm protected and stuff. And I know she's there. I was just saying, you know, I'm gonna move now, I'm going away now, and thank you for being my bird for 10 years, you know, thank you for being my love and protection. We love you. Paco misses you, and Paco always feels it too. He's very spiritual. You know, Chihuahuas are very spiritual. They're not dogs, right? You know that, right? Chihuahuas are not dogs. They're spiritual beings. They're like little aliens. And he always, when I talk to her, he walks up to the grave and, you know, right there next to her too, misses her too, you know. I can feel it. You can read your pet's mind, you know. And you never get over the grief, I don't think, of your pet passing away. It's always a sensitive subject. And, you know, it's hard to say goodbye, but I'm like, we're gonna go now, you know. And, you know, I'm gonna miss the trees, and they're just so beautiful. And, all those pretty beautiful pine trees, you know, I fell so deeply in love with and connected with. And all those times I just sit in my backyard, just admire the nature, you know. And but I'm like, I have to go now, you know. That's, you know, I know like moving is already stressful as it is. Even though you're gonna have like a better life and a better accommodations, you know, it's always the memories, right? It's the memories you hold so close and dear to your heart. And I'm like, you know, I'm just like, Spirit reminded me, this is the next step in the video game of life. You're on the next level. Just, you know, it's time to move on. It's time to, you know, maybe this is what the shedding, oh, maybe that's what it is. You know, like, this is the year of the wooden snake. So it was like, I didn't get it at first. I'm like, what is this shedding old skin shit? Like, I don't get it. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is my shedding the old skin. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting sentimental because I'm about to leave in a few days, and I'm like, ooh, you know, I love this home so much. I really do. I have such fond memories. It was such a happy home. I was so happy here. It's so hard to leave, but I'm like, I know I have to. Something, Spirit led me to leave. You might think I'm crazy, but you know, Spirit led me to leave. That's why I was so drawn to like leaving. You might think I'm crazy. I looked at like 50 different houses, literally. Maybe 30. In the last few months, I just felt like I knew I had to leave. I don't know why. And it's funny, my partner always says, like, any home he's ever moved away from, they get destroyed. They get destroyed. One home he's moved away from burned in a fire, completely devastated. Another home got completely demolished and remodeled. Another home, blah, 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 just flooded over. Every home he believes is destroyed. So I hope, you know, we're both praying that this home doesn't get destroyed, but there's something spiritual with him, like very powerful. He has some strong a flood or something. There's a reason I feel drawn to leave here. It's my time to leave this home, right? Specifically. So, yeah, I feel lighter now. I feel like I definitely released something. But, I have to keep reminding myself, okay, it's time to go now. It's time to detach. And I think the thing we have to strengthen is our detachment spiritually. A big reason we come here is to evolve, and part of that evolvement is your growth, moving on, letting go, releasing things, not getting so attached to where you live or your possessions, or, that's my goal as a soul. I really want to learn how to completely detach, where I don't feel pain, this level of pain, of grief, of loss, or losing a loved one, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, the first year was, I didn't save a lick of a penny. Like, it was like everything went to bills and rent, but it was worth it. I was like, I needed that 1 year to myself, right? Well, technically a few months. My Pookie came into my life a lot sooner than I would have expected or imagined. And I think that was the blessing that came along with, again, releasing, letting go of my old home, which I owned with my brother. That was hard. Knowing I'll probably never get a big house like that ever again. Here we are. But, but to own it, I was like, oh my gosh, you never know in life, but I was like, oh, this is hard. I know I have to let this go for God to bless me and grant me with something bigger. Yes. And I just knew, and I trusted and followed that feeling, and here we are. And God is just continuing to bless, continuing to bestow. I'm so grateful every day. But it's still hard, it's still hard. As they say, new level, new devil, right? It's still hard. Life still throws you shit. Life still throws you challenges. The more you grow, the bigger the challenge. And it's overwhelming sometimes, man. It's overwhelming. But you have to get through, I'm not crying about something now, happening now. I'm just looking back, how many challenges I had the last 3 years. And then guess what I learned? I'm sorry, I'm so emotional. Guess what I learned? Freaking Saturn, Neptune. It was because of Saturn and Neptune, god damn it. This whole time, I had 3 years because of Saturn and Neptune. Who knew, right? There was something, I don't know too much about it, astrology, but with Saturn and Neptune that affected Virgos, Geminis, Pisces, Sagittarius. Gosh damn it. Why can't we get a freaking break? So now that that's over, that cycle, that 3-year universe spitting and pooping on you, basically, I know this is the time I've been waiting for. I know I'm going to claim it and receive it. This is the blessing time. This is the empowering time. This is the greatest time we're about to see yet. It is just about to unfold. I know it. I feel it in my blood, in my spirit. Spiritually, I feel 2026 for a lot of people holds a lot of challenges and struggles still. But I know once that cycle releases, February through April, oh my goodness, this weird, icky feeling, mental health issue, that's gonna go away. Just stagnancy, stuck energy. What happened to me? It started March 2023. That was the first time I caught my ex possibly cheating. I wasn't too sure, but he posted something online on his Twitter that made me think he was cheating. And I sobbed and I sobbed. That was the first time, and now I remember. That was when the Neptune Saturn hit. Okay. From then, nothing went right. The biggest hurricane ever hit Florida, right where I live. The Category 5 Ian, right? So, it destroyed a bit of my house, at the time. And then it was just one thing after another, after another, after another. I got into huge fights with my family. It was just my friends. It was just awful, I was going crazy. I started fighting with my partner at the time. I was just losing it. I was like, what? I had to get so much mental health therapy and counseling. For anger, I became so angry. It was a nightmare of 3 years, you know. I lost a couple family members. I was just sobbing and sobbing. I just remember crying so much. My eyes started to weaken. I literally, I felt them grow weaker. Like, they were so strained. I was so stressed. My nerves started acting up after a while, after a few months of stress and stress and stress. You know, it affected my teeth. It was so weird, you know. It was a weird time. And it was releasing old karma. There was a lot of karma I had to pay back. You know, I don't know from what. I have a feeling it's past life crap because, well, from what I have seen as a soul, almost pretty much none of my past lives were very pleasant. They were very harsh, cruel, or I was harsh and cruel, or yeah. Life didn't treat me well. I didn't treat life well, let's put it that way. I caused a lot of destruction and chaos. Yeah, I destroyed planets. Like, yeah, I was just not, yeah. So I had to pay. I feel like maybe that was me paying back a lot of damages to people that I may have unintentionally caused harm to in a past situation. And that's why I think a lot of my life currently, presently, is a lot of growth, painful lessons, but also releasing and being a better person, you know, this time around, correcting wrongdoings, making it right, you know, and helping people. That's why I'm so drawn to helping people to kind of like not only pay back any possible damages that may have been caused in X years on X planets, but you know, it just feels like the right thing to do at this incarnation. So if it means I went through hell to pay that back, so be it. You know, I'm glad that happened, although extremely painful. So yeah, but basically it just felt like, whoa, you know, intense, and it just made sense. Now I know. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna take it too. And at the same time, not only was it Saturn, it was my Saturn. I turned 29 at that time, 28, 29. That's Saturn. So I had double whammy, double hit of Saturn. No wonder it was so damn hard. No wonder I lost everything and had to rebuild again. Not literally everything, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like a loss, though. It felt like I had to start over. That's what it felt like. And, you know, I definitely have no regrets, but like, anyway, back to the house. So one thing I can't get over is this flooring. This flooring in these walls. It kind of matches, but it doesn't. They're just so plain and dull. And I didn't like how, like, the living room and my kitchen were all one room. And there's no, like, yeah, it's high ceiling, but it's not like how it was. Like, it's just all, like, very plain. And the lighting, I wasn't a fan of this bright, I don't know if it's called fluorescent light, but it's, like, so not healthy to be under. So, I don't know. I just, walls, paper thin, you could hear everything. I just, yeah. I'm grateful I live here, but I'm glad to shed that old skin, like I said. I detached all the doors and handles and drawers from the furniture to make it easier on the movers. We don't have many things left. I have all my stuff pretty much moved out into the new place now. I was going back and forth in my car the last month since I came back from Maryland. Pretty much I have been on the go and doing my best to just, you know, if I feel any fatigue, even just an ounce of fatigue, take a break, stop what you're doing, relax, take time off the rest of the day. You know, I can't wait to settle in. I'm just gonna take my time unboxing. Like, you know, I'm just gonna focus on me, my work, and spend some extra time in Mother Earth, because I can't wait to go on nature walks again. This is a great time of year. We just had like a chilly cold blast. It got down to 30 overnight, a couple nights in a row now, but I have a feeling it's gonna start warming up now and getting to nicer weather. Cause it got gonna be the hottest year ever. So I don't know how mentally prepared for that. I think we need to more be spiritually prepared for the coming earth changes. I mean, Kamchatka, Russia just had 4 freaking stories of snow. That means 40 feet in the air of snow. Like, Europe was slammed, blanketed. I have a friend in Europe. Actually, I have a couple of friends in Europe. Like, they are just slammed with snow. And record fall, and I'm not quite sure if we're allegedly entering. I don't think we're entering an ice age. I really don't think it. I doubt it. I just think we're gonna enter like mini kind of alleged ice age during the winter, but like brutal summers, like those 2 extremes. I think it's just gonna get colder and hotter. It's just gonna keep swinging up because of the shift, right, of the poles, allegedly. So we just got blasted with a G4 geomagnetic storm. I felt it. I could never sleep during those. I sleep maybe the first half of the night, the second half of the night. I'm like deep in my thoughts. You being deep in your thoughts at 4 to 6 in the morning is like the worst feeling ever. I don't know what it is. It just makes you feel so horrible about yourself and your life. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. But I sit there and work on my feels, feel my feels, You have to work on it. You have to sit there with your thoughts. Sometimes you just gotta empty your mind, and that's so hard to do is in your thoughts. My thoughts go on and on and on. And then I have to remind myself, which is so hard to do in that moment. Okay, empty your mind. Just have a blank mind right now. But it's so hard. It's really like the insanity of the mind, right? But yeah, this is age of the Aquarius, right? This is Pluto out of bounds. This is it, guys. We are entering uncharted waters now. We are at the age of the singularity. There's no going back, honey. We are at the event horizon, whatever the hell you want to call this. BS. Collective BS. This is it, guys. Get ready. Like, it's about to go, like, I don't think you understand. You can only laugh, but I don't think you fully understand what's about to go down. Like, spiritually, it's only going to get quicker and accelerate from here. It's going to get to be so overwhelming. You're not going to know what's happening day after day. By the 2030s, you're going to be like, you just won't know. You won't predict. And that's why I think we're accelerating. We're shifting all these flares. It's like we are finally here. Like, this is releasing a lot of that old BS. 7 planets about to go in Aries at the same time, which never happened ever in thousands of years. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's obviously the beginning of something new here, a new generational era, something incredible. And I feel that, and I'm so sensitive to the earth shifts and the collective. In my life personally, I find I'm sure confidently, spiritually feel this as well. Your life personally changes as well with the collective. Like, you feel like you have to move. You feel like you have to start a new relationship or end one, or you feel like you have to get that new job. You're in tune with the cycles and patterns of living a life. You are living, breathing this collective energy. And this is why you feel the pain, you feel the sorrow, you feel the anger. Right? You are feeling that. You are picking up on that. And so, because you are a part of this being, we are a part, one together. And we are all together in this togetherness, right? So it's beautiful, but it's ugly, right? It's scary, right? But it's beautiful, right? It's exciting. Beautiful, exciting, but ugly and scary. That's life, It's the dual nature. And we're collapsing that dual nature now and entering one. Everything's gonna be one world, one unity, one alleged government, right? One alleged religion, right? It's going to be one because we're collapsing that. Nothing will be owned if you think about it. Everything will be rented if you think about it. It's one unit, one entity, one source, one. And those who don't want that, go on another timeline, go off and, those will shed more skin and go off into the next incarnation, pass from this earth, this timeline, and do their own thing. and on life goes, life moves on, you know. And as painful as it is to sit with that energy, life really does move on. It really does. It doesn't care about our opinion. It doesn't. Yes, Rose. It doesn't care. It has to keep going, right? And I think we're going to finally start understanding and grasping that infinite intelligence of life, how it formed, how it truly started, how it truly developed, why we're really here. I think with this technology, it's going to help us tap in and dive deeper into the source, the root cause, the infinite cause of why we are here, the God source energy. We may not ever fully comprehend it because we are not God. We are not that God beyond the beyond, the source, you know. We're just a fragment essence, a mere vapor of it, but an imitation, an emulation of sorts, but we are going to start getting it. And I think that's the beautiful thing of all, and I think that's what's going to make us feel better, is we're going to start tapping into our true nature, our true connection with everything and everyone, and that's going to bring an infinite joy that's indescribable in this moment in time, in this timeline and dimension, if that makes sense. I'm channeling right now, you know. So I think collectively we just have to agree collectively to get along and on one, that it just makes sense, you know, because we are one, we are equal at the end of the day. And even though everyone's clashing and dividing now, we have to come together. That's what it's about, you know. These dual nature energies want you to be clashed, want you to be divided, but it's not anyone that necessarily wants you to be. It's life itself is contradicting itself right now in a kind of buffoonery, foolish way, because it's supposed to be chaotic. It's like, imagine you're stirring a pot of stew. Or no, let's make a better example. Sorry. You get some paint bucket, a big paint bucket, but it's old. It's been sitting there 3-5 years, right? So you know how paint separates, and you see that yellow kind of egg white tinge to it just sitting on top of it. It looks nasty, it smells weird. But you get that stir, and you mix, and you keep mixing. It's going to keep wanting to divide. The oil's going to keep wanting to separate, but you keep mixing and mixing. Eventually you're one unit, you're one color. That's what's happening now. We're being mixed, stirred up. It's getting people riled up. It's getting them to move and change environments, right? That's spiritually what I kind of metaphorically see happening here. So when you are at that one paint, that's where you find, I'm a part of this paint all along. I was never separate. I was never divided. I was never individual. It is not about me, right? It is not the ego. I am one with everything. Everything is one with me. I am the paint in this paint bucket that God stirs up, right? He's stirring us up right now. That's what it feels like. So it's stirring your emotions, because you're liquid, you're moving, your liquid energy and motion is emotion, right? So it's stirring all of that particles up inside of you, energetically speaking. And so you're going to feel that. Like imagine the Earth in the Milky Way galaxy. You can't see yourself in the Milky Way galaxy, but you're stirred. You're constantly spinning, but you can't feel or see it. That's you, that little particle in that paint bucket. You're being stirred, but you can't necessarily always see or feel it, but you know something's shifting. You know something has changed. You know the oil is no longer separate, right? I hope that makes sense. That's kind of the gravity of the situation now. So it's going to be exciting to come back home to who we are again. And this is why we are here, okay? So, I thank you for watching. I know I got off topic. I think I pretty much mentioned everything I had to mention in this house. It just brought me a lot of, I guess you could say it stirred me up, but it brought me peace. It brought me a lot of good, joyous memories. I was very happy to live here, and I'm slowly, with each passing day, as the things are being released from this home, I am slowly moving on and accepting that this is just part of my journey, even though it was very short-lived. It went by, I guess, pretty darn quickly, and I'm glad I got to have not only my own place again, but also to share a space with my loved one. love so deeply and dearly, and I get to enjoy new memories with them in a new environment. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed maybe learning something new today, and I will catch you all in the next video. I think I made this long enough. My storytime rambles, they could go on and on and on, and I'm sorry about Rose. She's Mrs. McChattyton. Now you know why I don't film here. No, but we love her. But like, oh my gosh, she has been chatty lately. God bless her. I hope she lives happier, long, healthy, and free. Yeah, so thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.